Hi, y'all. Hopefully everybody can see and hear me. That last food video was an interesting. I keep trying. I just throw them whatever out there, and if fish bite, great, and if not, no harm done. I'm just sharing whatever I can. So, how is everyone? I'm Metaphysical Mama. My name is Sarah, and don't mind my hair. My hair was a mess today, so I just anyhow. So the meal I made, if you watched the last video, that ended up really good. That was the thumbnail and the picture. So I just wrote food for thought because it's kind of a good metaphysics term. I got a little song. Just because we eat our food, right? But every single thought that we have is food for our brain and is a program that we tell our body to run on. So every single thought that we have produces electricity. And let me start over. Every single atom in our body has cellular memory data retrieval, and it's like a snowflake, and our body is a body of water. So every vibrational thought, whether, especially if we say it out loud, but every thought that we tell ourselves, every word that we believe and swallow, we're incorporating into our program that we're running and operating on. So we're all learning to be more consciously aware. I think for me, I try to allow words to dance because every single word has at least 4 meanings, minimum. And then include multiple people's perceptions to those words. And, that's quite a confusing language we've created. Forget about the multiple languages that we have within society and communities and what have you. So, we have a hard enough time understanding our own language with one another, just communicating without overreacting and blaming. And so, anyhow, I pulled a card before I started this reading too, so I wanted to read that and share that. I don't have an iPhone, so I can't do pre-recording, so I just have to jump on here live and look like a fool. Hopefully, eventually, I'll get better at this, and then it'll start picking up, and I'll have a better flow once I start getting used to being on camera and playing around a little bit more. So I just got a webcam. Hopefully, this is a little bit better than, I guess, the last video I made. We'll see, and hopefully I'll keep upgrading that as I go too. Work in progress, like all of us are. So anyhow, so I pulled a card from my crystal deck. It's using the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. And crystals are so important. And again, to get to metaphysics, you don't always need to have something materially in your hand in order to gain healing or to connect with its energy, because we're created elements. So we connect with the energies just by, saying so. Like I said, how powerful is a word, or how powerful is a thought, I should say. And it's more powerful than anything, mind over matter. And it really, truly is. It truly, truly is. the solfeggio frequencies, solfeggio, SOLFEGGIO. If you haven't looked into what those are, that's really, enlightening and eye-opening to research and understand a little bit of, because each sound, so the words and then the intention and the feelings that we carry and push forward behind it, or just think quietly to ourselves, have effect on self and others. Sorry. I just totally got bumped off my train of thought there. Sorry, I'm smoking a cigarette from after my food. I smoke. So, anyhow, I totally freaking lost my train of thought. Anyhow, sorry, my head's all over the place a little bit. I wanted to do a whole other video on something else, but things keep occurring and happening, such as life. So, but I wanted to at least get on and do a video. So it's not working as planned, which nothing ever does. So whatever. I'm probably going to get interrupted 4 more times. So that's what keeps occurring. I end up getting bumped off my track. But anyway. Okay, so anyhow, the card that I pulled out of the crystal deck is the Shiva Lingam card, and it's number 32. You can all see that good. Up the glare, maybe. Right now. I love this card. So I'm gonna read this, and then maybe that'll give us a different, give me a different energy to go with. So, great too. So Shiva Lingam is alchemical union. A Shiva Lingam embodies the wisdom of the deities brought to earth. It symbolizes uniting dualities and manifesting the creative force. Self-understanding. Be compassionate with yourself to heal. That's so true. It's important that, we have to be more gentle with ourselves. Compassion compassion, empathy. We have to be careful, right? Those words can get really misconstrued, and we can end up giving too much of ourselves and harming ourselves that way too. But we have to be more gentle with ourselves, give ourselves more allowance and more leniency, and laugh at ourselves more, and definitely more allowance for forgiveness of self especially, and others. Most things just need acknowledgement. All these things that are so scary that are coming up with everybody, because everyone's having their own personal things that they're going through mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, all these things. Sorry, I smoke. Is what it is. So as they come up, we're all learning how to balance them on different levels. We all have a different level of awareness, and we all have different gifts to offer. We all have these gifts, but some of us aren't aware of certain ones we have, and due to the elements that we're made of, we have different abilities and different things we connect with more so. And I'll get into that more in depth later, but anyhow, forgiveness and laughing at oneself is really important, and allowing multiple definitions of a word to dance around. If we get triggered by something, if I get charged by something, something starts to piss me off, or if I see someone else pissed off, which is often, it's like they're just getting charged because they still have something. We still have something within us that's not cleared yet. You know, we didn't, you know, we didn't get to go, we didn't finish going through it emotionally. We've been avoiding it, or it hurt so much that we put it in our past and never wanted to look back at it. But most of those things just need acknowledgement. You know, it's like our inner child needs to know that it's safe. And when we say it's safe, then we're able to come from a more balanced place with our masculine, feminine divinity, positive, negative, and a mother, father, child, Christ consciousness. So it's learning to balance all of these things, all of these bodies, all of these dimensions, because they are all one. It's just we've been focused living on 3D for, you know, a cyclical amount of time until all of the negative energy was being burnt off elementally, as it affects our consciousness and our bodies and everything else. And because we all chose to experience duality. And it's 10:44 right now. 1044. So, you know, it's being, because that's okay. It's not that we don't feel negativity and we're not going to not react anymore, or that's just not going to be things to deal with. There are. It's just now that we've had experience, we have our toolboxes. So now we should be able to come from more, well, we're learning self-awareness, because self-awareness comes after consciousness is developed. So we're learning to become aware of the things that we're more capable of, that used to scare us. To balance out the charges that we get and to become more aware of what triggers us, right? What gives us a charge, what makes us mad when we feel an emotion, something rising within our body. Again, our body is a body of water. So what does water do when it gets hot? It boils. If I get angry, right, it's flushing through my body. If we feel anxiety, it's in this area, right? So it's like, if I'm depressed, that's more in the lower gut area, right? And it's again, it brings us into a lower density of vibrational frequency, which we call hell. So again, it's just giving ourselves more, like I said, I'm going to use the word allowance again, because it's like, you know, when you're little and you want your mom and dad to give you allowance. Got to do a job for allowance, right? And allowance is also space and time, imperial measurements, right? I have to allow myself and others time and space for whatever may be coming up in my physical vessel, or in my radar, or in my field of vision in some way, because I don't only see this way with my eyes, with my physical eyes. I know I'm going to shout out Rex Bear from Leak Project. Mwah, Rexy. He did a show the other day. I think it was him. And so regarding, and again, the human eye only sees point, I think it's 0, 0, 0, maybe even one more 0, 3, 5 of the magnetic, this light spectrum. So that's very, very, very small, 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 small. You know, so it's like, again, allowing words to dance. You know, how do I see? You know, I see with my eyes what's around me, but our physical human eyes are very distracting and take in so much information. So you'll notice when you probably will notice, I will say, because I know I've done it already on camera a few times. When I'm in a, I'll close my eyes so that I don't have distraction. Then I'm able to see more clearly because I'm not allowing other things to interrupt my attention and the communication between me and right now you, whoever's listening in the future, because no one's on here live with me right now. But I know that someone will see this someday, and hopefully maybe it'll help them if they watch long enough, if they you know, if hopefully I can hold someone's attention span long enough. I get bounced around the dimensions way too much. So my own attention span can sometimes, especially when I'm in the mix, so to speak, in the soup, which I always am. So I'll jump from thing to thing, and it can seem like I'm all over the place. But I do assure you, it all does connect eventually. Even if I start here and then jump over here and then go over there and then come back over, I go all over, but it still is all relevant. It all ties together, you know. It always does. It's like later I'm like, what the fuck was all that? And then something happens and I'm like, all makes sense now. So synchronicities are important, and learning to just go with the flow, and you know, it's not complete blind faith, like, oh, la-di-da, whatever happens, happens. It's being in tune, right? Attune. You know, everything's music, so it's being able to clear, to go to that calm place right here, which is true north, center earth, the inner dark, the original dark. That's where dark matter starts. The heart and the mind chakras are connecting, which is also same as mother, father, God, or masculine, feminine, divine, masculine, feminine. Because again, masculine would be like linear, sun, intellect, compartmentalization, logic, and feminine is emotion, moon, creativity, going in. So we want to use our creativeness and our emotion and our intellect. We want to pull from all, and our spirituality and spirit. And so it's all confirming with all mother, father, you know, spirit, mother, and our human self, mother, right? Eve, which is daughter, mother, sister, all mother, daughter, sister. I see all, everything becomes, everybody kind of has a turn, being mother, daughter, sister, brother, uncle, cousin, what have you, grandfather, grandmother, child, one need to be taken care of. You know, and Eve would represent, actually, I have papers on that. Emotion arising within the body, and could be negative, but we need negative. If I have no negative, that means I have no, right, I wouldn't be able to, like, itch my forehead, like this thing keeps itching my forehead, right, or make these faces, right? That's negative emotion. Doesn't mean I'm mean or bad, right? Or if, you know, I get scared of something like a bug or something, and I'm like, right? That's, or if someone's about to get hurt and I have to help them, right? And run to them, right? Then I need a charge. That's a negative charge that comes up to make me have the ability to be able to move in a manner that gives me a more of a push, right? Because otherwise, I'd be like, oh, everything's just fine. No worries. I don't even think I'd be able to lift my arms, right? And I'd just be a piece of spaghetti, like, do, right? So negativity is good. We need it to bring energy and then create balance, right? Like a we will wobble, but we don't fall down, right? So, and it's not like, oh, I'm better than, and I definitely don't want to feel less than and jealous and envious of others. You know, it's more, I keep, it's more to find a place to relate on some level, you know, rather than compare. Because when we compare, well, think of what a pear looks like, okay? And every emotion is attached to an organ in the body. So when we hold on to certain feelings, right, like anger or jealousy or sadness, fear of moving forward, every emotion has a different part of the body that it affects. So you can see by people's, you know, physicalities too, kind of which emotion, you know, once you start to connect those things, you know, and it's not, it's, then we can help clear those things because they're blockages within the tissues and cells within the physical vessel. So those are the things that we want to have come up and feel something to have it clear and push it out. It's like labor pains. So like I said earlier, a lot of the time people get really frustrated with me, and they'll think I'm doing something on purpose to piss them off, and I'm so not. Really not. But I've announced before, I'm not here to be politically correct, and I'm here with most love of all. But you know, it's to play with words. We have to be more. We have to laugh at ourselves. Be more childlike, okay? Because so when somebody starts getting aggravated, I start to see that someone's getting, you know, triggered. They're starting to get a charge by something I just said or something else that's going on. So I'm just like, and you know, but again, we can't not say anything either. I'm not going to be quiet and be like, oh, they're going to get mad, so I'm not going to say anything. No, fuck that. You know, all due respect, complete humble, no coming from a place of like ego or judgment or something like that. It's really trying to be more playful, but it can feel definitely like an attack Because our ego, right? Igor. Our ego is so fucking stubborn and thick-headed. You know, and it's also very smart, and it also has tried to protect the heart for a long time. So the ego gets misrepresented like a lot of other words, and I know I haven't read the card yet, so I guess I'll have to read it at the end. So our ego, again, yeah, the word gets misrepresented quite a bit because it doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, I have such a, I have so much pride in myself. I'm so cocky. And a lot of the time, ego comes out because one feels not confident or is worried about being wrong or scared we won't be accepted, or wow, right? So many things. The ego. I watched a little blip. This was really great with Eckhart Tolle on Oprah Winfrey show, and they had a little conversation about the ego and what it is, and it was represented in this manner, which was a beautiful way of quickly saying so. And you guys can probably Google the clip on there and find it too to see it better, with that. But and it's just that the ego isn't content in its present moment, right? Our ego wants to be somewhere else. It thinks we should be somewhere else. We should be doing something else. Especially, right, if we're sitting still or, take some time for yourself. It's like, I can't do that. Even just sitting still with our thoughts, allowing it's like the marbles spinning around in a fucking, funnel. Oh, right? They're like, we got to slow those down and slow the energy in our bodies down so that we have a more calm, clear waters. We're coming from a more clear, balanced place. We're able to see better that way. We're not perfect. We're all perfectly imperfect. And we just do the best to the best of our ability to become more and more consciously aware, of self and others, and the world we live in. The world's our environments, all of our environments. Whether alone or out in public or the surround. There's so many different levels to that because there's so many, right, unseen energies. Here's my environment behind me is a little messy with all my books and my paper stuff, and but it's like an organized mess. Oh, this is so itchy. Really don't want to stick my hair under this though. So anyhow, we're all a work in progress. So that's why I said we don't have to be so. And this is the other thing. Anything that's gone on, right? A lot of things are definitely very hurtful and but it's important to understand duality and what waking up is and what we're coming into, because our thoughts are so powerful. What we're doing right now, we literally are Solomon's keys. The earth was called Ki, Ki, right? So the keys of Solomon, which would be like also like represent Father God, masculine, divine masculine, king, right? There's many names. Minnesota. I'm not gonna get right. And then the feminine part is the earth. So connecting the 3D with with the universal God is big in all forms, all dimensions, coming from all spectrums, all vibrations of dark and light, matter, dark matter, antimatter, which antimatter is just our own negative, once we've gone past where we know we did wrong. We know we done dirty and we still kept going. That creates antimatter. So, and it's like, what? So, again, everything is reversible. So, it's just being aware and not allowing ourselves to be charged, again, recognizing like, oh, it's like when you drive down a certain street all the time and then that street gets a fucking pothole and you like boom or whatever, or you hit, then you start to recognize sometimes you still hit the pothole and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you remember, right? Sometimes you remember and then you look down like right before, even though you were thinking, oh, here the pothole's gonna come up, and then you put your head down and you hit the fucker anyway, right? So, and that can be because, right, we manifested it because we thought it, and then we, because if we said, I hope I don't hit that pothole, cancel the don't, and we're saying, I hope I hit that pothole. So we have to be careful the words we use because they manifest, and we have to allow time and space for those words to come into fruition. We planted seeds, so now we have to allow them to grow. Right? So we're all learning that, and it's not to freak out about that either. Like, oh my God, I said all these things. Now I'm going to have whatever happen, because thank God it doesn't quite work exactly like that either, right? But it does. It does to the extent that, right, word is born. Okay, the word created. Got, I don't want to quote. I'm not good at quoting. I'm more good at the in the moment thing. But, whether word is born, vibration creates form, and everything is vibration. We're in a, vibrational electromagnetic universe filled with all different spectrums of light and dark, dancing constantly. So it's one huge, big, I'll say it like cosmic dance party, because it is. And like the word marrying is, the blending, alchemizing, the dance. So all the waters blending, all the different things coming together, which just naturally occurs. You don't even see, that's like the unseen energy. We're just like walking around all the time. Most don't have awareness, right, of that, more now, right? We do now, a lot of us, but so, energy really, really does go where attention and thought go. Energy grows where attention and thought go, are planted. right? So, anyhow, there's some food for thought, right? Because we got to be careful what seeds we're planting. Yeah. Um, so I'm gonna, as I keep going, I have like so many different things that I've written and exercises um, and just like personal experiences that I'm probably going to share a lot of with all of you that are, I don't know, whatever. They are what they are. I don't, I'm just going to let things flow. It's going to kind of just, I'm going to let it be as it is. So, I don't know. It's been a pretty, interesting, fun, freaky, eye-opening, traumatizing, exciting, epic, crazy, nutty journey so far. Cheers. Just aloe. Sorry, I'm so thirsty. 11:09, 9:11, straight time. So, I have so many things I want to talk about. I think I'm gonna do. I have some great books too. I think I'm gonna try to do some like little readings and like today I opened the Bible to Ezra. Excuse me, Ezra 9, and so I had read that, and that was quite interesting. I couldn't remember what the title was now, but I put that in, and then I read that, and then I looked at the metaphysical meaning of Ezra, which I would suggest most certainly taking a look at. That's a really, really great way to get some eye-opening or expansion, of understanding, and have a grander understanding of what things can mean and how to apply them to self, to life. Because we can think something means something, a word means something, or the definition means something because we've grown up with the belief of that's what it means and that's what we were taught, and we know, and we've already seen that's proof. We have proof, we've seen proof, we've whatever, and that can totally be, that still is okay, that still can totally be. But again, the only constant in life is change. That's the only constant. So, it doesn't mean everything's for nothing, man. It just means that everything is always in motion. Nothing is completely solid, and nothing is completely still, even in death, physical death. So, things only transform. And that's a way, I still have rabbit holes to go down there, so I won't speak on things I have no knowledge on. But, that's another word that can, again, get completely misconstrued. It's not something to be scared of. But when we put attention to our fears, we create entities, and we create, because like attracts like. And if someone else agrees that, oh, that is, or that, oh, I saw that too, or that could be, that's really all it takes, to to get something growing. Because again, manifestation, it just takes thought, energy, and a little direction, and then it starts creating form. So, and again, it's not to like be like, oh my gosh, I've had all these crazy thoughts. It just means, hi, butterfly kisses. I'm so happy I have a visitor. Yeah, it just means that to be a little, just to become more aware. We're just becoming more aware because I love to play with words. And again, intention is, tell me about it. I barely ever sleep. But just becoming more aware, totally playing with words. Again, even if I get people angry, it's like, because I personal change, it's like being in the boxing ring. So it's like a verbal battle, but trying to be a little fun with it. Especially, I'm going to say it, I'm sorry, masculines, with like hard-headed masculines. Or just any of us, because we all have that masculine ability. It's just the intellectual part of our brain. So that can get big on all of us. We can all get bullheaded. I know. Are you having it's rough? I know that, I'll respond to you. Butterfly kisses. Yeah, the energy the last week for me, Cancer. Okay, yeah. Yeah, hold on. Okay, yeah. I'm Taurus Sun, Sag Rising, and Aquarius Moon. So if you do your full natal chart, it's good to do that with your time. So yeah, I I feel you. I feel everything on, I think, all spectrums of the fucking whatever. So yeah. Oh, that's so cool. So yeah. Yeah, and you feel all that, right? So that you're connected big time. So yeah, and the Sages right now with Chiron healing, coming into, oh, there's so much. Yeah, there is so much going on. You're right. That's why I said at the beginning of this video, nice. I'm a life path number 11. Sweet. Master numbers. Beautiful. Yeah, we're, it's like, maybe you can relate to this. I've been really tired the last week. I've had a good amount of head pressure, headaches. I felt really nauseous the other day. I had to just yesterday I was going to do a video and then I was like, I felt so sick. I was like, I had to lay down and I curled up over there and I was like, and I was out the whole afternoon. I love yours too, even though I can't see you. I wish I could see you, but I totally feel yours too. And yeah, I'm so happy to have you here. I'm happy to have somebody in the live, and yeah, that makes me real happy. That's what this is about. I've been blabbing to, it was 44:04 seconds on my thing just a second ago. Been blabbing to myself here, I said, but on leg cramps. Yeah, my friend stopped by the other day. He was saying his heel, Achilles heel, was hurting. So I know, the masculine, I'll say it like this. Well, we gotta help them clear their energy by allowing, and this is for ourselves too, right? Because we carry the masculine energy too. So it's giving ourselves forgiveness and allowance that it's okay. We're not wrong. I think they're feeling so attacked because they feel like that we're saying that they're wrong and rise of, like, say, the divine feminine is coming to topple them over. You know, reverse the poles, and that's not at all. This is like about like master alchemy, and we're here to, like, right, cosmically dance and blend and allow things to. I'm a single mommy. Well, I have 3 daughters, and yeah, I did the single mom thing for years, for a long time. My oldest is 21, my middle is 17, and my youngest is 10. And yeah, I'm the one that, like, lost the twin flame and rug out from under me and lost everything, and then lost everything again, and then lost it all again. So, like, all those things have been, yeah, quite interesting to go through. I was just saying that earlier in the video. It's been quite a journey and like a hell ride and an adventure and so many things mixed into one. Just so you know, 22, 20, 12, 11, and all boys, and then one 4.5-year-old daughter who lost my twin flame. You said that 11 night. Oh, my heart really goes super strong to you. 426. It's a 6. What was? Do you mind sharing his name? I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but our. Yeah. You know, I had someone, Kevin. Wow. I just hung up with my friend Kevin, who's very Mercury, Moon, Saturn, right before I did this video. Yeah. So that that vibration is super strong. I don't feel like we should have a more personal chat. I don't know how comfortable you are chatting, like, on here. Yeah, the twin flame thing is a, Good, you seem it. Cool. So, alright, cool. So I can, alright, yeah, cool. I'm sending you so much strong love and light. Huge. Right, talking to. So I was saying earlier too, yeah, talking, as soon as we learn to connect, it's like, oh, we're not so alone. Totally. I had someone that well, he's my twin, another twin of mine too, a twin flame. And when we were younger, he was murdered right after my first daughter was born. And he's a huge soldier to me, on my back. Oh yeah, totally. Right back and everywhere else. Like, you and I here. and I'll say Herbert and Kevin, right? Herbie and Kevin will say our past, that maybe not be running around in physical form, but they sure are running around in huge form, energetically. Ah, beautiful. So, it's like, that's where I connect so much with the unseen. I always have. I mean, I say all the time, like, energy never lies. People do. And I've always been so much more comfortable with, I even grew up in a cemetery. we were the caretakers, and so yeah, that's always, it's still such a peaceful place to me. And but anyhow, but just as far as you know, unseen energies go, spirits are right. Well, we're incorporating spirit into the human Eve bodies, because you know it's also a beautiful thing to have a body, you know, and because otherwise then we can't feel and touch and taste and smell and see, and you know, and our conscious wouldn't be contained, it would just be floating around again with all the other elements. So we totally can do that again, but I'd like to keep my body. I think, you know, it's coming into like learning, and we, you know, become immortal beings. Because we do that, we do have the ability to do so. You know, the body is yeah, it heals itself. And so that's what I was kind of saying before. I don't know if you, when I, before you popped on, but because it's all about healing, and the only reason for dis-ease is discord. Period. So if, like an example, if I meet somebody, like if I meet you and I'm like, you know, hey, how are you, butterfly kisses? What's up? Then it's like I'm showing love and I'm like, hey, right? And I love my mom, but my mom's someone that's like, you know, hey, how are you? Everything okay? Are you all right? You know, it's like, damn, I'm fine. You know, but she does that with most. Trying to find something that's wrong, because, and again, that goes because when we don't feel okay with ourselves, for some reason or another, we can tend to try to keep busy, or, you know, it's like the misery loves company thing, but most aren't even aware that they're doing it. So it's like to get mad back at them and be like, they're a fucking bitch and fuck them. Yeah, I'm a hugger too. Totally. You know, but also being a high empath, I've also learned to be careful and more aware of what energies I allow into my fields, right? And that means like definitely physically touching, but even just energetically. It's like because a lot of us empaths have gotten attacked. Yeah, we all learn the hard way. We all do. Okay, it's like, don't beat yourself up. We all, and you know what else is worse? We like it. We do it to our fucking self. So, you know, because when somebody says, do we want help? Most of us are like, no, 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 I got it. I'm fine. I got it. I got it. So we like to torture ourselves, and then we're like, everything's always on me or whatever. But we did it to ourselves. So creating healthy boundaries, yeah. Me too. Or I wait until, you know, I've waited until I can get really mad. I'll like let it go, let it go. I won't say anything. It's not really that big of a deal. So if I say something, then I'm going to cause, you know, whatever for no reason or whatever. So it's kind of like a 1, 2, 3. And I don't necessarily count or anything like that. I just more so, you know, it's like, again, it's, with the, it's like a kind of that dance. It's always a dance. So some energies I always trust right here. This is like this is the inner compass. This is, well, true north, where all truth resonates. And, you know, this is right where, like, even the littlest things, like, you know, should I go grab a cup of coffee? You know, like right now I'm living in a hotel because I've lost everything, like I said, however many times. So I'm lucky I have free coffee here because I love coffee, cigarettes, and weed. And so I get free coffee here, which is awesome. So, but it's like, just even that, like, it's like, not is it time to have coffee, but sometimes it's like ding, and I walk out, and when I walk out there, I run into somebody always and have like a conversation, and then I come back here and I'm like, ha ha ha, ha giggling, or whatever. Three most important foods, right? Well, it helps keep us sane. I think, like legit, because I'm aware. That's why I've learned I don't apologize like that. When people are like, "Oh, that's bad for you," um, oh no, no. Oh gosh, I like weeds my. I'm about to smoke in the camera with you. Yeah, that's all I live on. Everyone knows. Yeah. Well, and it really is because no, marijuana literally is medicine. It's grown from the earth. Coffee beans also the same. They're also a very high antioxidant. Um, Tobacco is an ancient sacred, plant. It was given, as a gift from, the natives. And that's why it's a peace pipe. It's for transmutation of energy, shamanism. So when we smoke, fire, right? Fire is created. Fire dissipates into smoke. Smoke goes up. It transfers into water molecules and turns into positive protons and ions, and then comes back down and then turns into like rain and water in the oceans. So that's cycle of life. So we're helping transmute a lot of negative energy. So when we're smoking like fiends, it's not necessarily because we're like, addicts. It's because we're transmuting fucking massive amounts of negative energy that's being put into fire, and a lot of energy that others are afraid to deal with and what have you. So we're that magnet. We're carrying, the cross. Everyone has a magnet. So everyone has a cross to bear, and everyone has different vibrational frequencies or different elements that are attracting different things right now. So those are all kinds of medical. Yeah, the pills are so bad. I know. I don't, yeah, I totally probably go through. Yeah, I probably go through, well, in like a week sometimes. So it depends. But, and I don't really keep track. I don't, again, you know what, that, I need that more than, and not need, but, I smoke because it keeps it, well, first of all, marijuana opens passageways in the brain, okay? It's like a bridge here. So there's like a blockage, especially due to the fact that all of us have been ingesting, fluoridical water. I don't even know if fluoridical is a word, but water with fluoride and, toothpaste with fluoride that they say is so healthy. It is not healthy. It is horrible for the body, for the brain, causes Alzheimer's, it causes the bones to break down. It's not healthy. And numerous other conditions. If you research that, because I don't want to quote wrong, but because it's not good. So, and simple things to clear our water is to just say things over it, like, I appreciate you. It sounds silly, but because the water literally forms molecules like snowflakes. So just like within our body. So, the water that we drink, it's like just to say before we drink it, like, Give it love. Exactly. Yeah, right. I love you. Love me back. Do me good. Right? Just something silly like that. But that's all it really takes, and but then think of all the places, I think of that all the time too, like all the places that all the water bottles are transferred, carried, on, and then food too. But the water especially, because it takes different, like I said, crystallized form. And so if people are on trucks like "Ugh," and all cranky and they're throwing the water, it's being banged around. And then it's in different warehouses, people yelling, people talking rude, all those different things. It's picking up all those different, and then people just grab it, buy it, and they're like, "Go, go, 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 go." It's like, oh, when you think about it that way, it's so bad. Not bad, but it's like, oh. Because when you see, if you look up, yeah, I said that earlier in this video too, like the solfeggio frequencies. I don't know if you've heard of those, but um, and what they do with the different sounds and different words we use, I watched an experiment and they did like with rice and with water and snowflakes. But with the rice or plants, you can put like the word love on a jar with rice and then put in another jar. And now you want to say the word HATE. And it makes the rice like turns, it like gets molded, mildewed. And the one that has the word love on it is like fine and completely fine. Beautiful, fine rice. So it's like words, even just being placed on something without being said out loud, have cause and effect. So how we think and the words that we swallow down our reptilian back of our neck here and our you've seen it. So it's like that vision, I know, like the words that I say or the words that I think, that becomes my program, my belief system. That's what I'm telling my body to run off of, right? So it's like my three kings. I have my positive, my negative, and my variable. And I want to make sure they're all in line. They're not trying to beat each other. I want to make sure everything's calm before I decide to swallow that down the back of my tree of life, right? As an upside down, my brain is an upside down tree, which represents the tree of life, and then it sends the messages down the central nervous system, down my spine, which is the Nile River. So spelling equals spells. Right? And if you sign your name in cursive, you're cursing yourself. Totally, yeah. To break down words, to break everything down like to its simplest form and then be able to expand it and let it dance. It's like, and not to hold anything to a point that it's a solid fact. It's like, okay, I can see that. There's that. And then there's another person. It's like, okay. And then I just let it go again. And just let it dance. I don't have to hold on to anything. And I don't have to prove shit to anybody. And if somebody tries to ask me, oh, well, how'd you do that? Matrix did a number on us. So you just got to be Trinity. I Matrix it too. Yeah, no. That's why it's like any dimension. It's like, no, I don't allow any of that shit to Exactly. Yeah. I don't allow that stuff to any of it's like the boss like, no, there's the no. And I'm pleasant as pie and I'm here to I'm not here to fight at all. However, if you're gonna come attacking, I'm just gonna have to like, right. Trinity style you. right? It's like from like Dorothy Scarecrow. It's like we just like to be peaceful and go this way, but you want to go that way? We of course we could go both ways. That's okay. Red and blue make purple. You're good. Purple's the color we want to be now. I have a phone call coming in. Bear with me 1 second. I knew I'd have some phone call come. Of course, my thing is here too. Bear with me. Hey, hold up, because I got you on. I'm doing a. Are you there? Are you there? Hi, I'm doing a live YouTube video, so you're hi. No, I can't. I'm live. But are you stopping by? Yeah, come by. Yes. Oh, cool. Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah. So I'll see you in a few. All right, love you. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry. Handle it. I know. So that's my best friend stopping by. He's in the neighborhood. He was playing pool. Like water in the background that just scared the crap out of me. So so he'll be here in a few minutes. I'm gonna probably end up having to stop my video and then oh, I so love it. Right? Yeah, it sounds like a bong. I had to put like water music, just water on before because my head, like you were saying, the energy was rough. So I was like, I just need to have like water in the background. Yeah, quiet because yeah. A bong would be better though. But oh, I'm so enjoying your energy too. I'll probably pop back on because I have so many other things I want to do. And I'm gonna be up for a while. I may pop back on tonight, but I can't. I'm gonna. Do you have a channel too? I'm gonna definitely click your name here. This is all new to me, so I am a total work in progress with the whole video thing and trying to like I'm like, hey, I'm gonna make a video. So I'm gonna definitely be on more often and doing more of these live chats and like card readings and probably some like meditations and just a whole bunch of shit. I just did a quick random cooking video, personal training. Oh, perfect. So I will totally subscribe to yours too. All right, I have a knock on my door. Such a pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Peace, one love, everybody. Later, butterfly divine gun. Butterfly kisses. You're so cute. Bye-bye, butterfly.